Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're grabbing our magnifying glasses and breaking down the BOBCARD Select Credit Card. You know, if you've been on the hunt for a solid mid-tier card, and this one happens to have crossed your radar, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to cut right through the marketing fluff and dive straight into the hard data to figure out if this card is actually the right fit for your wallet, or if you're better off looking elsewhere. Okay, let's dive into this. To keep things objective, we'll follow this 6-step framework, starting with the intro and welcome benefits, then uncovering the real costs, dissecting rewards, calculating point value, checking card eligibility, and finally, wrapping it up with our verdict. Section 1. Intro and welcome benefits. This is the hook and promise. Before we crunch any numbers, we really need to understand this card's DNA. Who is it actually for? Well, the BOBCARD Select is positioned squarely at frequent online shoppers and active diners. If you're the kind of person who loves ordering in, grabbing a bite out, or just doing the bulk of your shopping on e-commerce apps, this card is practically waving its hands trying to get your attention. It's built to be an affordable, everyday lifestyle card, rather than some super premium travel card. So what is the hook here? What do they offer you just for signing up? Well, they do have a welcome benefit, but, and this is important, it's not automatic. You have a very specific target. You need to spend 5,000 rupees within the first 60 days of getting the card. If you manage to hit that, boom, you unlock 500 reward points. It's a nice little activation gift, for sure, but you absolutely have to keep that strict 60-day timeline in mind. You definitely don't want to leave those free points on the table. Moving right along to Section 2, Fees and Real Costs, the investment. All right, let's talk about the baseline investment. The BOBCARD Select charges a joining fee of 750 rupees, plus a renewal fee of 750 rupees for every year after that. But hey, here's a crucial detail that marketing brochures love to gloss over: the tax. You always have to factor in that unavoidable 18% GST on top of those numbers. So in reality, you are paying a bit more out of pocket than just a flat 750 bucks. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how easily the card can effectively become completely free. To get that joining fee waived, you just need to spend 7,500 rupees in your first 60 days. Quick heads up though, notice that's slightly higher than the 5,000 rupees target for the welcome bonus. As for the annual renewal fee, you just need to hit 70,000 rupees in spending across the whole year to wipe that out. If you break it down, that's literally just under 6,000 rupees a month. Honestly, for an active shopper, that is a highly achievable waiver target. But of course, you do need to watch out for the fees that absolutely cannot be waived. One of the biggest culprits here is the foreign currency markup, which sits at a pretty steep 3.5%. Keeping the financial jargon entirely out of it, this just means if you buy something in any currency other than Indian rupees, you're paying an extra fee. So paying for a US dollar digital subscription or ordering from an international site? Yep, your purchase just instantly got 3.5% more expensive. If you shop globally a lot, that's a pretty significant drawback. And you know, we really have to call out the hidden traps that can catch even the most responsible spenders off guard. The interest rate on this card is an intense 3.75% per month. That compounds to a massive 45% annually. Seriously, never carry a balance on this card if you can help it. Also, whatever you do, avoid the cash advance fee. That's what hits you if you use this credit card at an ATM to pull out physical cash. You get slapped with an instant 2.5% fee or a $500 minimum charge, and the crazy interest starts piling up immediately. Consider this a crucial warning. Next up, Section 3, Rewards, Lounges, and Perks, the return. Let's see what you actually get back. Let's break down the earning mechanics. The base rate is pretty standard, 1 reward point for every 100 rupees you spend. But remember earlier when we said this card is built for online shoppers and diners? Well, when you spend in those specific categories, you get a 5x accelerated multiplier. That's 5 points per 100 rupees. Sounds absolutely amazing, right? But wait, there is a catch. There's a hard cap of 1,000 5x points per month. The second you hit that ceiling, your earning rate drops right back down to the baseline. Oh, and a final warning, you earn absolutely 0 points on fuel purchases. We also need to be highly transparent about travel perks here. The situation is stark. There is 0 airport lounge access provided with the BOBCARD Select. No domestic lounges, no international lounges. If relaxing in an airport lounge before a flight is a priority for you, this card completely misses the mark. It does, however, try to make up for that with some really solid secondary perks. Remember that 0 points on fuel thing? Well, to help offset that, you do get a 1% fuel surcharge waiver, which is capped at 250 rupees a month. You also get up to 3 lifetime free add-on cards, meaning you can easily share your credit line with family members without paying a dime extra. Plus, it comes with complimentary accidental insurance coverage, up to 15 lakh rupees for air travel and 5 lakh rupees for non-air. So you do get a little extra peace of mind there. All right, Section 4, Point Redemption Guide, the mechanics. So the crucial point is, what are these points actually worth in cold, hard cash? The math is wonderfully straightforward. You can redeem your reward points directly for statement cashback. 1 reward point equals 20 paise or 0.20 rupees. In practice, that means your 5x reward categories effectively give you a 1% return on your spending. But honestly, the absolute best part is the redemption fee. It's completely nil, zero. A lot of competitors will charge you 99 bucks just for the privilege of using your own points, but BOBCARD lets you redeem them with absolutely zero redemption fee. On to Section 5, Card Eligibility Criteria, the gateway. Let's see if you can actually get approved. The bank requires clear proof of how you make your money. If you're a salaried employee, you'll need to hand over a bank statement showing your salary being credited for the last 2 months. If you're self-employed, you'll need standard income proof, like your income tax returns. And they're going to place a heavy emphasis on you having a decent existing credit score to mitigate their risk. Beyond your income, the baseline rules are pretty standard. You've got to be an Indian resident, and the primary applicant needs to be between 21 and 55 years old, though, banks can sometimes bend those age limits slightly at their own discretion. And of course, you need the usual KYC paperwork to get your application securely through the door. We're talking a mandatory PAN card and a permanent address proof like an Aadhaar card, passport, or voter ID. And finally, Section 6, the final verdict, pros and cons. And this brilliantly illustrates the entire picture. When we weigh the data, the advantages are super clear. You get a very nice 5x reward multiplier on dining and online shopping, highly achievable fee waivers, free add-on cards for the family, and that awesome zero redemption fee. But you absolutely have to balance those against the cons. Your rewards are heavily restricted by that 1,000-point monthly cap, you get zero lounge access, international spending slaps you with a 3.5% markup fee, and you get zilch for your fuel spends. So ultimately, the BOBCARD Select is a very solid, highly focused entry to mid-tier card for a very specific type of spender. Which leads us to the final decision, one you have to make for yourself. Look at your own spending habits and ask, does your monthly online and dining spend naturally justify that $70,000 annual waiver target? If it does, this card could be a fantastic, practically free tool in your financial arsenal. If not, well, the fees might just outweigh those capped rewards. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you in the next one.